Why do you think that these young players are doing this stuff now from what they didn't do when you were playing?
There was some crazy stuff going on
Oh.
when we played. Just no social media back then,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of it, though, we knew that certain situations, there's a cause and effect by certain things that you do. So I'll just attack the basketball players now.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kyrie's misunderstood. I think a lot of times guys, and I don't know if they're smoking weed or whatever when they're talking. One thing I remember the great Herman Edwards said, do not push sin. These tweets and these videos and all that stuff. Kyrie, I love watching it, but a lot of times you have to be careful what you say and what you think. You can have a thought or you can believe in something. That doesn't mean you have to speak it, because once it's out there, then now you have to play catch up and try to turn it around. And that's just a waste of time. Stop posting stuff. There's no need. You already got your money. So I don't know if you're trying to get likes or whatever. It doesn't matter anymore. Just play the game. Let everything else take care of itself. Now, with Ja Morant, he has no guidance. He has no one to tell him, you're dumb, you're doing stupid stuff, we're not going to do that. For him to pull out guns on several occasions, he must want to be a cowboy or something. It doesn't make any sense to me that you don't look at you possibly can be a billionaire within 5 years with the endorsements in your contract. And you do this even though it's not against the law, it's against the brand of the NBA to do something detrimental, to disrespect the shield, the brand. I would get rid of everybody that I've known since I was 5 and say, hey, I appreciate you sticking by me. Here go $100,000, cover whatever you're going to do. You can invest or do whatever you want to do with it. We are done, because he's going to allow his personal relationships damage his credibility as a person, as a basketball player, because his word doesn't mean anything now, because he did the whole interview about he's sorry and that he's going to show people. Now your word doesn't mean anything. So he has to do a 360. He needs to get positive people in his corner. His parents have to step up and be parents instead of trying to be friends. And he needs to really have a conversation with Allen Iverson, because Allen went to the penitentiary. He came from that environment. Ja has. If I was Jim Tanner, who represents him, I would call Allen Iverson and fly him in to have a sit down with that young man so that Allen can explain to him what prison is like. Because if you continue down this path, that's what's going to happen. And I'm from California, so now you got Crips, gangbangers, talking about they're going to charge you for you throwing up gang signs. That's scary. That's not what you want as a basketball player. He needs an intervention with a guy like AI or somebody that understands that culture of what that means.
Mm-hmm.
And he needs a positive person that he needs to have around him 24/7. Because if not, we've seen guys come in this league end up going to prison. I think Javar Critton is one of them. I think he attempted murder or murder because of that. And so this is nothing to play with. This is nothing to ignore. It needs to be dealt with right away, and his parents got to step up. I don't like to say if David was here, rest in peace, it would be different. Each person has to have their own agenda, how they want to run the league, but Adam needs to step up. I wouldn't even talk about it as much through the media until I had to sit down with him, his representatives, team. He needs some type of counseling, because for some reason he feels like he has to be this tough guy and gangster. What's gangster is that you're able to make $250 million. It don't get no more gangster than that. Yeah, I'm real gangster. I got 250 million.
That's
You
right.
can have this gun. Give me a slingshot. The nerds, the tech guys, those are the cool guys. Those are the guys that are going to change the world. Why wouldn't you want to be on that stratosphere to change the world and change people's lives
Mm,
instead of taking someone's lives? There's
thank you.
nothing cool about that. You come to California, any neighborhood, I can take you somewhere back home. You would run. You would get on the first plane. You don't want to do that, man. God gave you a gift to reach people and touch people through basketball, but you're doing it in the wrong manner. Eventually, it's going to come back to haunt you. I hope it doesn't happen. Adam Silver needs to step up and put the hammer down. I'm not all about suspending all these games, but that kid needs intervention. It's not about going to a certain counselor. No, send his ass to Rikers. That will change your mentality of wanting to be gangster.
Hopefully, Ja Morant gets his head out of his ass, because if he doesn't, he's going to put himself in the ground. Maybe they need to send you to talk to him. Chris
I've already
Childs.
put a text message to Jim Tanner, set up something. I wouldn't have a problem talking to the young man, because somebody's going to reach him. Somebody has to reach him. Who knows what he's receptive to? I've never met him, but I've already put the filler out, see if they can set something up. I would love to sit down with him for an hour. I would love to take him to a penitentiary so he can see exactly what could possibly happen
Right.
if you continue down that path. But right now, all we do is pray that everything works out. Parents have to be parents now.